Control system, we are going to see what is the control system, why it is called as a control system, how it is going to control the system. Then we'll see various types of the control system, especially open loop and closed loop control system. And later we'll see the what is the advantage and disadvantage of both type of the system. And followed by we'll see the electrical system model, how we can write with the help of transfer function. Those are things we are going to see. So still, if you didn't subscribe our channel, please subscribe it and share with your friends also and go for hyped also. Now we'll define first what is the control system. So for that we need to define the system. Okay. So when number of elements or components are connected in particular sequence to perform the specific function, that is called as the system. Suppose for example we have digestive system. So each and every organs are connected in sequence and they have particular operation. Okay, like stomach, intestine, each and every having particular operation. So that is called as the system. Similarly here, in case of machinery also, we have various components that connected in a sequence wise to perform the specific for the particular task, that is called as the system. And when this outcome of the system, that is output quantity, is being controlled by varying the input quantity, then it is called as the control system. So whatever input we are going to, like suppose you can control the speed of the car by acceleration. Okay. So when if you accelerate, if you press the acceleration more, car will get the more speed. So like this output quantity we are able to control on the basis of input, then it is called as the control system. Now here we have simple one is the open loop system. So in case of open loop system, the output quantity has no effect of the input quantity directly. Okay. So that is called as the open loop system, or we can say that output is not going to give feedback to the input. So, or on the basis of output response, we are not able to make in the change in the input to obtain the desired output. That is called as the open loop system. So here you see that we have input and this is the output. So input output are not connected. Okay, it is only connected through the some particular system. So if you talk about the industry, it can be some plants where functioning takes place and various components are connected together. So R of t is the time domain of the input signal. C of t is the that is the time domain of the output signal. So what is the advantage of open loop system? So it is simple and economical to construct, and it is easier to construct, and it is the stable. So here output is going to be the stable since feedback is not connected. And what is the major disadvantage? It gives the inaccurate and unreliable output, and change in the output due to external disturbance are not corrected automatically. Okay, so whatever the external disturbance due to that output is changing, that we are not able to correct it automatic. So manual correction or by changing that some parameters we can do, but output is not connected to the input. So automatic control, automatic correction doesn't takes place. Next, another is the closed loop system. So sometimes maybe you'll get the question, one must define the open loop, closed loop, or difference. Some long question also write the difference between open loop and closed loop control system. So in case of closed loop, the output has an effect upon the input quantity in order to maintain the desired output values. So on the basis of information of the output, we are going to change our input so that we can obtain the desired outputs. Suppose, for example, you have studied about the gain or about the amplifier. So we have to obtain the desired gain only. If output will become more also, system will become unstable. So on the basis of output information, we can control the input so that output will remain in particular range. That is called as the closed loop system here. And if you see in terms of block diagram, so here we have input R of t, and this is the output. In between we have system. And here, what is the difference between open and closed loop means here feedback is given. Output is connected to the input here with the help of summer here. So finally here, error detection takes place. What is the difference between input and output? On the basis of that, we can calculate the error. And here we have controller also that is going to make all communication here. Now, what is the advantage of closed loop? So closed loop systems are accurate. What were the disadvantages in the open loop system that we are overcome here in case of closed loop systems? So it is going to be accurate even presence of non-linearities, even in the presence of some disturbance, and the sensitivity of the device is being made small, or we can keep low so that we can have a stable output, and it is less affected by the noise, so external source is going to affect it less. So next we have disadvantage of closed loop system. So it is again complex and costly since feedback is connected, so extra hardware is required. It may lead to oscillatory response, and it's reduced the overall gain of the system, and stability is the major problem here. So system is going to be unstable. So this is the basic difference between open loop, closed loop. On the basis of their advantage, disadvantage, you can differentiate between open loop system and the closed loop control system. Now we are going to see the mathematical model of the control system, how we are going to represent with the help of expression. So here the relation between input and output of various physical components of the system we are going to obtain by the help of differential equation. So that mathematical model having set of differential equation, it is linear if it's always the principle of superposition or homogeneity. If this two principle is followed, then response will be here linear. And transfer function, now we are going to define what is the transfer function. So transfer function of the system is going to be the ratio of the Laplace transform of what? Output to the Laplace transform of the input. And it is provided that zero initial conditions. So in the initial condition, should we consider here like t equal to 0? So finally, on the basis of that, transfer function equal to C of S upon R of S. So C of S is the Laplace transform of the output, R of S is the Laplace transform of the input, and here we have zero initial conditions. Next, we have electrical system, or we can also call as a model of the electrical system. So this model of the electrical system, so you know that it is being designed with the help of passive components. We have resistor, capacitor, and inductors. And here we are going to talk about current, voltage, all these things. So to obtain this simplification of the electrical system, again, we are going to use the differential equation. That is, we are going to apply the Kirchhoff current law when we are talking about the node analysis, or when we are going to deal with the current, then we'll apply the Kirchhoff current law at particular nodes. So you know about Kirchhoff current law means incoming current is equal to the outgoing current. Suppose this is the one node. If your incoming current is this, and this is the outgoing current. If it is I1, this is the I2, and this is I3. So from the Kirchhoff current law, I3 equal to I1 plus I2. So that node analysis is applicable here. And when we are going to choose the loop, so in case of closed path, we are going to apply the KVL. KVL is the Kirchhoff voltage law. So Kirchhoff voltage law says that source voltage equal to the sum of the total drop voltage, or we can say that sum of the total voltage in a loop is going to be equal to the 0. So now various basic components and across what is the voltage and current, that expression is given here. So in case of resistance, voltage is given as I into R. So here it is the time varying current. Similarly, current is the V upon R, but current and voltage both are time varying here. And in case of inductor, voltage is given as L into di by dt, whereas current is given as 1 by L integral of V of t into dt. In case of capacitor, voltage is given as 1 by C integration of I of t into dt, whereas current is C into dV of t by dt. So here if you see that how we are able to calculate the voltage and current, so that is important. This expression you need to remember. So now here we are taking one example, obtain the transfer function of the electrical network. So here system is given where input E of t, output is V2 of t, and here resistance R1, R2 is there, in parallel capacitor C1, C2 is there, and here we have two nodes, node 1 and node 2. So E of t is the input, V2 of t is the output. So finally Laplace transform of the input is E of s, and Laplace transform of the output is V2 of s. So transfer function is what? Output by input. So output in the s domain and input also s domain, that is the Laplace transform. Now since here we are going to, you want means you can change voltage source into current source or current source into voltage source. So voltage source when we have in that situation you'll see, so this voltage will be connected in series with resistance. And this also can be changed in the current source where current will be connected in parallel with source resistance. And vice versa, both can be changed. Voltage source can be changed into current source and current source can be changed into voltage source. So this represents the Thevenins and this represents the Nortons. Like this concept also you can keep in the mind. So previously we have discussed that we can use the KCL when we're talking about nodal analysis, and we can use the KVL when we talk about the loop analysis. So here we are going to talk about the KCL by the help of node. So at node 1 we are trying to apply the KCL. So this is the node 1. So here what are the incoming current, what are the outgoing current, that we are going to write here. So if you see that here outgoing currents are V1 by R1, and here we have C1 into dV1 by dt, and finally across the resistance R2, here outgoing current is V1 minus V2 upon R2. So that which node we are going to consider, for that we are going to consider the higher potential. So the current is going to move away from there, and E upon R1 is the incoming current that is due to the source. So finally here you can see the equation 1, incoming current in the left side. Actually this is outgoing current, okay, from the nodes, and this is the incoming current E upon R1. Now we'll take the Laplace transform of this one. So V1 is V1 of S, similarly d by dt is taken as the S, and V1 is the V1 of S. Similarly for the V1 minus V2 upon R2, we can write separately V1 of S by R2 and V2 of S by R2. Similarly for the E, Laplace transform is E of S. So now in this we can rearrange so that we can have V1 of S separately, V2 of S separately. So after rearrangement we are getting the equation 2. Now at the node 2 again we are going to apply the KCL. So at node 2 again, if you see that both are the outgoing current only here, okay. So what we have here, this is the resistance, this is the V2, this one is the R2, and here we have capacitor. So this capacitor is what? C2. So current is moving away from here. So here current is V2 minus V1 upon R2, and current across this capacitor is C2 dV2 by dt. Okay. So on the basis of this, equation 3 is written. So here we have outgoing current only. Okay. So by taking the Laplace transform in the similar way, d of dt we are writing as the S. So now after rearrangement here, what we'll find, that equation 4, we are getting V1 of S equal to 1 plus SC2 into R2, and overall outside we have V2 of S. So now this expression, equation 4 and equation 2, we are going to use. So we are going to substitute the value. Okay. So which value we are going to substitute? That V1 of S value, what is in equation 4, that we are going to substitute in the equation 2. So after substituting, we have this is the expression, and finally we have do the small simplification, and we are able to write V2 of S upon E of S. This is our final transfer function in case of electrical system, or we can say that model of the electrical system, how we are going to get the transfer function. So here a small V2 of S is taken common, then we have taken the LCM. On the basis of that, a small simplification is being done. After taking out LCM here, this R1 and R2 get R1 get cancelled of the LHS and the RHS. So that's why we have R2 only here. Okay. So that output upon input is the transfer function. So any doubt is there, you can write in the comment box, and all remaining lectures are available in the playlist. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.